Star Ferry in Hong Kong, China. The Star Ferry is a passenger ferry service operator and tourist attraction in Hong Kong. Its principal routes carry passengers across Victoria Harbour, between Hong Kong Island, and Kowloon. The service is operated by the Star Ferry Company, which was founded in 1888 as the Kowloon Ferry Company, and adopted its present name in 1898. With a fleet of 12 ferries, the company operates 2 routes across the harbour, carrying over 70,000 passengers per day, or 26 million per year. Even though the harbour is crossed by railway and road tunnels, the Star Ferry continues to provide an inexpensive mode of harbour crossing. The company's main route runs between Central and Tsui. It has been rated first in the top 10 most exciting ferry rides poll by the Society of American Travel Writers in February 2009. You can't say you've done Hong Kong until you've taken a ride on a Star Ferry, that wonderful fleet of electric diesel vessels with names like Morning Star, Celestial Star and Twinkling Star. Try to take your first trip on a clear night from Kowloon to Central. It's not half as dramatic in the opposite direction. At any time of the day, the journey, with its riveting views of skyscrapers and jungle-clad hills, must be one of the world's best value cruises. At the end of the 10-minute journey, a hemp rope is cast from the back of the boat and caught with a billhook, the way it was in 1888 when the first boat docked. If you are interested in the surprising history of Hong Kong's 120-year-old Star Ferry, stay tuned in. At 120 years old, the Star Ferry is Hong Kong's oldest form of public transport. It's an experience comparable to the Eiffel Tower, or the Sydney Harbour Bridge, says Richard Welsey, director of the Hong Kong Maritime Museum. It all started with a single steamboat. The origins of this century-old commuter service can be traced back to one man, Da'arauji Naroj, a Parsi cook. Mr. Naroj, who was a cook at the time, was very interested in steam technology and saw a business opportunity to move people from the island of Hong Kong to Kowloon, explains Wesley. Naroj's business, originally called the Kowloon Ferry Company, began with a single steamboat in 1880, laying the foundation for what would soon become the first scheduled ferry service to cross the now famous Victoria Harbour. Back then, there was not many people living in Kowloon, but the demand to move back and forth from Hong Kong to Kowloon was present, and that's when Naroj's ferry emerged. The shape-shifting harbour. In the early years, Naroj's groundbreaking ferry service made headlines for what was then considered a high-speed cross-harbour commute, a little less than 1 hour. Today, the journey takes less than 10 minutes. The shrunken harbour, which has shortened over time due to land reclamation projects, is the main reason for this drastic decrease in transit time. Around 6% of Hong Kong is built on reclaimed land, and although Victoria Harbour is now protected from further reclamation, the government continues to explore land expansion projects across other islands in the area. As the city has grown, the ferry journey has shrunk. The harbour was once over 2 kilometers long, and now due to land reclamation, it is just over 800 meters. The first original pier is actually located just 1.6 kilometers inland from the current water line. The first ferry boats would depart from a pier that was then known as Beddar's Wharf. Today, it no longer exists. In place of Beddar's Wharf stands Icehouse Street, a landlocked street corner located in the heart of Hong Kong's bustling central district. In 2006, the Star Ferry made its third and final shift along the city's harbour, moving from Edinburgh Place, where it was built in 1954, to its current location, 500 meters further out on reclaimed land. The controversial move brought on several violent protests, as conservationists argued that demolition of the Edinburgh Place pier was a loss of a cultural icon. Staying true to its original design, despite Hong Kong's changing landscape, the ferries themselves have barely changed. What's striking about the Star Ferry is that the design has largely stayed the same over the last 70 or 80 years, the main difference being that the boats are now significantly larger. The color scheme, shape and double-ended design has stayed the same for decades. One of the ferry's most unique traits is its double-ended design. This highly efficient technique was introduced in 1897, allowing the boats to be piloted from opposing ends, eliminating the need to switch directions after each journey. Ferries are usually not double-ended, but these are designed to make a quick commute within a fairly short distance. Another interesting design feature is the passenger chairs. Made of wood, the seats feature an adjustable back that swings back and forth in accordance with the direction of the boat. Evidence of this adjustable seat design can be traced as far back as 1904. 120 years of history. A pivotal point in the Star Ferry's history came in 1898, when Naroj sold his ferries to Kachik Pal Chater, a prominent businessman at the time. Chater officially renamed the fleet of boats the Star Ferry Company, and therefore 1898 is officially recognized as the company's inaugural year. Under Chater's ownership, the ferry developed drastically. The earliest known ferries could carry just 100 passengers, but by the 1920s, a newly designed double-decker system allowed the ferry to carry up to 550 passengers. By the 50s and 60s, it had featured prominently in pop culture, including 1960 Hollywood blockbuster The World of Susie Wong. By 1999, National Geographic Traveler listed the Star Ferry as an experience of a lifetime. Its status as a must-do tourist activity has been instrumental in keeping the Star Ferry Company afloat, and around half of its passengers today are sightseers. The Star Ferry has increasingly developed into something that is done recreationally, and it is largely becoming a tourist activity. The development of the Star Ferry from an essential mode of public transport to a tourist activity seems like a natural progression. A Star Ferry ride across the Victoria Harbour is an incredible global travel experience. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.